Woohoo! And we're live once again on a holiday week. This is so exciting. So I have Kevin Turner in the house. We're doing a fabulous little ask me anything. And we got the holiday banner going. So this is going to be fun. We're going to keep it fun today. We're here to answer questions. I'm probably just going to be the facilitator. I'm not answering questions. Kevin's answering all the questions today. So Kevin, very quickly, as much as he can. You know, he's not the wizard here, guys, but he's pretty darn close. He's pretty darn close. So, and he does kind of look a little bit like Santa this week of the Christmas.
There is a story behind that. So,
okay, can you tell the story? Because I want you to just introduce yourself real quick, who you are and what you do, just so people know who you are.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm sure they do.
I'm Kevin Turner. I'm a managing partner with TNT Brand Strategist. I work with my wife. We do organizational and personal branding. We try to help people avoid what we call personal or organizational blanding, which is what we have a tendency to do when we don't pay attention. And, we make sure that doesn't happen, both whether it's on the printed page or it's in the digital world. That's our specialty, and that's what we do. We love it. We're crazy about it. And so one of the reasons we get so many written recommendations, I think, from our clients. But the story behind the length of the beard, we've been really busy, right? It's been kind of a crazy year, and it really started picking up. There's a lot of opportunity out there. People are landing great job ops, and they're coming to us in a panic, and I got to have this done. And so we've been so busy. I had avoided getting haircuts, and my beard was growing out. And, every Sunday afternoon, we try to slow down, Sunday morning as well. We try to slow down, and we will go, my wife and I, we will go and we split a meal. We never eat the whole meal. We split a meal, and we'll get a burger and we'll split it, and we'll have that meal. And we're in this nice little burger place in Lakewood. And we noticed these three little girls between the ages of 4 to 7, they were just kind of giggling, and they kept walking by, and they'd stare at us, and they locked eyes the whole time, and they'd giggle and just the biggest smiles, the brightest eyes, and we thought that's just really weird. And, we kept looking at each other like, we don't know them. Right. And as we're leaving and we finished our meal, the littlest girl, who was up by her dad, she blurts out, "I've been good all year." So we decided this is the Santa beard. It's just been growing since then. That was many weekends ago. And I just said, we'll grow out the Santa beard this year.
I love it.
But it will go away right after Christmas. It'll be very trim, but it's kind of fun. When do you get to do that,
Hey, so, I love it. I love it. And you wore that
youth,
hat
right?
real well too.
The innocence of youth. You gotta just love that little girl just screaming at her, "I've been good all year."
I love it. I love it. So we've been good all year. And, there's a lot of people that are like kind of feeling like, okay, Santa brought me coal, or, Charlie Brown a rock. I'm not getting all these great new LinkedIn features. And we talked a couple of seconds ago before we started, and you said, you don't have everything. I don't have everything. So we're going to talk about why everybody doesn't have everything. What does that mean? So we'll talk about that. I'm going to make sure that we've got the comments on. We'll go and take some comments. So let's kind of whip through some comments, and then let's start talking about new features as we go, Kevin. How does that sound? We're just going to jump right in. I love that. So, okay, we got Jeff Young. Look, I found under my tree, Gillian and Kevin. You two are great Christmas gift. Yay! Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
He's a good guy. Good guy.
Oh, Jillian, can you answer this? When is Kevin's birthday? I know. I don't know if he wants me to tell, because that's kind of private information he put on his page. Let's just say it's
soon.
It's soon. It's soon. So I know, but I'm
There's a reason I got a Santa beard, right?
That's right. Okay, so we got John Asperian. Lovely to see you both. Kevin and Jillian, have a great break if you're taking one. We never take one. You have that Wildcat Turner. He's going to be
This is our break. This is our break, right?
Hello. We got another fellow Texan in the house today.
All right. Golden G.
Miss G, she's with us. We've got Dr. Garmin, hello, Gillian, and everyone. Wonderful. So blessed to have you both. Happy holidays. By the way, G's on next week. Love the beard, Kevin Turner. So, okay. Awesome. So we're waiting for questions. So this is an Ask Me Anything today, guys. This is our topic. Ask me anything, meaning Kevin, not me. Ask Kevin anything about LinkedIn. So if you have questions, we're going to take them. So Kevin, while we're waiting for some questions to roll in, let's talk about the rollout. Why does everybody not have this at the same time?
It really comes back to LinkedIn's been here a long time, right? It was never planned to be what it is today. When it started, it was kind of a job board for the most part, and it evolved, and all these features came in, and they kept coding on top of coding on top of coding. That's where we are. They've never shut LinkedIn down and said, let's redesign the whole site, bring it back up. They've never gotten there. So the site is really complicated. So when they're launching features, it becomes difficult. So what LinkedIn does is it does these in what we call randomized waves, which means sometimes you'll be first, Gillian. Sometimes I will. Sometimes we'll be in the middle, and sometimes we'll be on the fifth wave, right? Okay. And by rolling these out in waves, what they're able to do is they take a small wave, a group of people. Those are the first ones, right? And they test it. It might be 1,000 people. And they test that. And if everything goes well, they'll roll it out again. And those waves keep increasing. And as long as there isn't a problem, they continue on. In the past, the normal rollout would take anywhere from 30 to 60 days. We've seen some rollouts that have never ended, right? Dark mode right now.
Yeah, it's still waiting.
I got it on mobile, but I don't have it on desktop. Some people have it on desktop and have had it on desktop for now almost 5 months. That's what it is. So they rolled that out. It doesn't work the way it should, and it's complicating the site. So the rollout is stalled, and now they're at least letting it go a little bit on mobile, but that seems to have stalled again. So that's part of it. So we have these randomized waves. So you always get a chance to be somewhere in one of those waves, and then they're timed, right? And then they're trying to fix things and improve things. And then if all else goes well, then the rollout is complete. So never feel like it's you personally they're picking on or they're honoring you either. It's random. Now, sometimes we'll get a new feature and we'll be in the first wave and we don't even know it because we didn't realize there was a new feature there, right? So, and that's one of the beauties of, I think, a group of us, right? We're kind of a tribe of, I always call them enthusiasts, right? We're looking for this stuff every day. Sometimes we're seeing it, and I know we've had this conversation before. Am I crazy?
What's happening here?
And that's what it takes. It takes all of us to kind of catch these things as they're coming in, and and then to be able to kind of figure out what they are. And we had that recently. You and I and Jeff, we all kind of came into this thing that we saw there was some huge changes on the way the new profile was going to look. Actually, you and Jeff started noticing them. I had the old stuff. But the beauty of that was we were able to then compare. Because once you have the new feature, you can't see
go back.
Feature. And if you didn't record it, there's no way to compare it. So by doing that, we were able to kind of create a comparison sheet of what's changing. Now, even during that rollout, and I still don't have the new profile look that started rolling out in November.
That's amazing. Yeah. So it's not even geographic. It's not like, oh, the Americans get
again,
it
I wasn't on the first wave on that one. So, that to me is fascinating. And we're already noticing from what we saw at the very early onset, there are already differences in what you might see today in that new profile look if you had it.
That's true.
So I always tell people sometimes it's not good to be in the first wave because often the first wave, you have to test everything, right? You have to go through that. Am I insane? Is this really happening to me and only me, right? You have to go through that. And you got to figure it out. Yeah, nobody tells you how it works.
No.
Right? So you got to figure it out. And then they might take it away because it didn't roll out with the rest of the website. So they just all of a sudden disappear. And there have been things that I've put time in before where I put many, many hours investing in a new feature that never made it past maybe the second or third wave, and they dissolved it for everybody, and all my work was gone.
Wow.
Sometimes it's
Wow.
better to be in the middle.
Yeah.
Or at least know the right people so you can be prepared when it's coming. And I think that's the best thing to do.
Okay, so we've got some comments coming in. Okay, so we've got Tina. Great to see Kevin back again.
Hey,
and
Tina.
look at her lovely profile photo. I love that.
I know.
That's so
She's
cool.
all snowy. Like Christmas girl.
Wasn't it fun to lose our profile photos this morning? Oh, I lost my cover story. All of it, it's like I'm the video queen. And my cover story had like a picture of a camera. And I was just like, what? So yeah, weird things.
I was hoping I would lose mine, but it didn't go away.
Yeah. How did I do the Nifty background? Pretty cool, huh? Canva. It did everything with Canva. It's such a cool thing. What exactly does the bell do? Does it guarantee you see someone's post? Excellent question. Thank you, Hannah. Let's do the bell. Ting, ting.
Yeah. And some of this we get from inside LinkedIn, right? If we make good friends with people at LinkedIn, we can ask better questions than LinkedIn help can ever provide, and we get better guidance. The purpose of the bell is basically to make sure you are getting what you want as a member out of your feed. Okay. Now, there was a couple of glitches in your ability to select in settings what LinkedIn was going to place or what your communications were going to look like. So when the bell initially rolled out, for some people, it actually sent them a notification, should do that, and it put it in their feed for some people. For others, it just sent the notification and it might not have made it to the feed. And for others, it sent the notification and it made it to the feed, but they didn't see it, right? Because you think about the feed, it's like a one-armed bandit from Vegas, right? That thing's going by so fast. There's so many things in there. And you said they never sent it to me. That's why they sent a notification, right? So they probably did. You just didn't see it. It went by too fast. And that's the beauty of the notification as your backup. But you do get both, and I love that. The other piece of that, if you think about it, you're sending everything into a feed, right? The feed is only so wide, only so long. So the more you send in, right, the more bells that you ring, the more crowded that feed is, the less likely you are going to see the people you want to see because maybe you picked too many. So if you ring 1,000 bells, right, you probably won't see the people you want to see. If you only did 10, you would absolutely probably see those people in your feed. If you picked 100, you'd probably have a good view, right? That would be what I would do. I would target probably 75 to 100 top authors that I want to see every time they post, right? That's going to be manageable within my feed. And so that's how we have to kind of look at that. There is no limits. The only limit is it's all going to go through one little funnel. So you better make sure you're not putting too much in there. And the other piece of this that a lot of people don't realize is I can only get the bell on my first level connections. And that's not actually true. So if you have a second, a third, or even an influencer, they might be even outside of your network. If you go to their profile and you click follow, you will then get the bell on their profile. It'll be the outline of the bell, right? That's the basic says, we'll notify you of their top posts. Right? That's the algorithm picking from you, but considering what you've asked, and then you dark gray it, and they will be in your feed. So that's how you get people in your feed with the bell that are outside of your first level connections. So but if you already follow them, you already see the bell outline. But if you don't follow them, that's when you have to just click and do the magic. Okay. And I would double check because I've noticed people I have followed in the past, somehow the follows seem to fall off. if that's a technical term, right? So I thought I was following, I know I was following them at some point, and now I'm not following them anymore. So sometimes it's good to check.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. And also too, one of the things I keep seeing over and over again is people think they don't have the bell feature because they don't see the bell on
Mm.
their own profile. You're never ever going to see it on your own profile. You have to go to somebody else's.
That would be
Your
like
bell, you can't ring
having
your
a
own bell.
feature that would help you stalk yourself, right?
Yes.
You don't need a bell. You already know where you are. You know, you don't put bells on cats you don't have, right? You don't need to follow yourself. You're there. You know where you are. You know when you post. So you don't need your own
Exactly.
bell. That's what it's about.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we've got seriously, I need dark mode. Come on, LinkedIn. So what do you have to say? Be patient. Just it is.
I don't know on dark mode because again, I have it now on mobile. I got it on mobile about mid-November, which is about 3 months after Ryan said everybody was going to have it, right? So I got it on mobile and I use mobile 5% of my time. I need it on desktop. My wife has it on desktop and mobile, and she doesn't care for it on desktop. So again, randomized, right? They didn't pick either one of us because we wanted it. It's part of sharing the burden of introducing a new product. So that's why it's randomized.
Patience, patience,
Yep.
patience.
We hope it
Howdy,
comes out to everyone.
everyone. Gabe. We love Gabe. We love
Yeah.
Gabe. Yay, Gabe's in the house. Okay, what's the best new feature for job seekers 2021?
You know, the best new feature for job seekers is the old feature, digital networking, right? LinkedIn, and we forget about it. There's always a new feature. And you don't have to spend a lot of time always using the newest feature because it's going to make you the best. The best feature on LinkedIn is the oldest feature, and that is you can network with basically anybody in the world if you build the right relationships, right? So you follow them, you engage on their content, you get that back and forth going, and either they invite you or you invite them. There's also, if you open their profile often enough, they get curious and start opening yours. But it's it's an engagement kind of networking process, much like it is in the real world. That's the greatest feature on LinkedIn. I think it reinvents itself every day with new features. So to me, that's one of the greatest features. One of my favorite new features, and it's not really as new, but I think it's forgotten, is pronunciation on your profile. I don't have a very difficult name, right? But many people have names that are a little harder to pronounce. Exactly. And it is a nice thing to be able to click on that, to hear their voice, right? And to be able to understand, maybe practice a little before you have a conversation with them. It just connects you. And some people have used it a little bit to, tell them where they work and what they do. So, you've got a little bit of time in there. You can do that. I tried to avoid that as much as possible. I don't want to make it into a commercial,
Right.
Its purpose is so that people can understand your name. And so, I love that. That's still, I think, one of the best features of this year that people forget is there. Only available through mobile to set it up, but then you can use it on desktop.
Yep. That's a good one. And I have to still give a vote for the video cover story. I think that was a game changer.
Yep.
The LinkedIn cover story. And, it just allows people, and there's so much variety with what you can do with that. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Okay. So we've got Kevin D. Turner, legend. Agreed. Hello. I love how people chat to each other in the comments, and that's so wonderful.
That is
Hello,
good.
Lori. Hello, Lori. Hannah Morgan, the bell just below in the right of the background banner. Yes, the bell can be used to be notified. Okay, so hello, Joel. I love testing things. I love exploration. Yay, Lori. Jihan, hey. It's so fun. Everybody's having a party in the comments. I have a new theory that I'm about to test. Okay, let's see if we can find. Okay, we don't know what his test is. We got to find the rest of his comment and find out what that is. Yes, Canva is amazing. one-armed bandit from Las Vegas. That's me. I'm actually doing that with live stream creators. So I'm not sure what that means. So hopefully we'll come back to that. Thanks. I'm not always seeing every post for the 5 people I've belled. So that's interesting. So could that just be still some of the glitches, Kevin? That it's
I think they're working through it. Some people are saying it's working perfectly. Other people are saying it's a little rough. And then again, it depends on what you have in your feed. If you think about it, I've got a little over 30,000 first level connections.
Wow.
Every one of those first level connections, when you first set them up, when you make a connection, you are following that individual. So you are telling LinkedIn, take 30,000 people, and when they post, shove it all into my feed. So if you haven't gone back into who you follow and unfollow a percentage of them, this tool, the bell, may never work for you.
It's just too crowded.
There's too much in there. So they're getting it in there. You're just not seeing it. Again, like that slot machine whipping by. If we could see everything on the slot machine whipping by, we could win millions, right?
Right. Right.
We get those bells in a row. And that's really what it's about. It's a great tool to begin control, but you have to lay down some of the groundwork. And one of those that people forget is to go into who you are following and get that list into a better sizable list. And LinkedIn will consider the people in that list to bring into your feed, right, in their top posts. So, but you want to narrow that down, and that'll make the bell work a lot better.
And I would just kind of give this to people as homework. Use this holiday downtime to go through and kind of clean out your LinkedIn garden. You know, if there's some weeds in there, they need to be pruned, and, you know, go through your connections, because for everybody that you're putting in, take some out and just make it lean and trim and, you know, prune it a little bit. Okay, I'm having trouble coming up with the cover video. Any suggestions? What should I focus on? DM me, Jessica, because I got all sorts of tips on cover story and articles, so I'll help you with that. So just send me a DM. I'll circle back in the comments and talk to you about that. So
you did a brilliant one for me. I should point that way, right? Not that way. You did a brilliant one for me, where you basically took a conversation that we were having, and you took a snippet out of that, and that you created into my cover story. I added a little rock music. If anybody wants to see it, go check it out.
Computer, yes.
It is cool because I didn't do any work.
and it's impromptu. And a lot of times we get real tongue-tied trying to make a video. So sometimes if you've got some nice footage that just is a snippet of who you are, it gives an essence of you, that's a great way to start. So Jessica, I'll circle back with you and show you some great resources. Okay, good to know about the bell. I didn't notice. Someone said they rang my bell, but I had no idea because I didn't see it. I think that's the number one thing. People are waiting for it to show up on their profile, and they're kind of doing a lot of, you know, those FOMO posts like, I can't ring anybody's bell because I can't see mine. Yes, you can.
Yeah. You go to their profile to see if you see a bell on their profile.
So go to Kevin's. Just keep checking Kevin's profile every day. If you see the bell, then you know you can ring his, and then you know that you're ringable yourself. Plus also too, you're ringable while you're waiting. That's the good thing. Like, anybody who doesn't have this yet, don't be too upset that, like, you're being, you know, left at the party, because we're still seeing and ringing your bells. It's just that you can't prioritize, but you still kind of have half of the feature, because people can ring your bell even though you don't have it. So
plus,
that's good.
People who are just getting it now, they seem to be feeling it's working. People who got it a little earlier, there were some glitches. Those may not be completely worked out from their profile. So sometimes, again, better not to be first, right? It's better to sometimes wait a little bit, and you usually get a better product. So
exactly. So she says, I guess the bell rollout's not full yet. Correct. It's not full yet. None of this stuff is full. You know, I think everybody's got cover story at this point, and the creator mode on and off, and newsletters. Are newsletters rolled out to everybody, or is that still some folks waiting?
You were either blessed with a newsletter, right? And they're still doing that. They're going out and finding people and asking them, would you like a newsletter? You've got it.
Right.
But if you turn on creator mode, right, you will then have the ability to do newsletters if they approve you. So what it does when you turn on creator mode, it sends an instant request for two things, newsletter and live. Right? It goes to LinkedIn Help, and LinkedIn Help will do their review. And as long as you're not one of those who've been in LinkedIn jail 10 times and you write stuff or say stuff bad about LinkedIn, I don't know how I got in.
You're not a doctor at the UN.
Yeah, they'll say, okay, you can come in and you can have one. So you don't have to beg and do all the processes you used to have to. Just turn on the creator mode and then that will happen. Now, if you turn creator mode off, there's question on whether you're able to retain both live and newsletter. So,
yeah, I think I read somewhere that with the newsletters, your issues will still be there, but you can't make new ones.
You won't be able to make a new one.
Yeah, you just
and
go
live.
Back
it's just once you're in live, you're in live.
Yep. Yes, huge proponent of the voice pronunciation feature because it really is important to get people's names right. We like to hear our names right. So that is definitely
got Jihan's first name, and I'm going back to her profile to learn the hyphenated last name.
It's a long name. It's a long name. We got to get it right. She'll be mad at us. So it's important. Bells and ducks in a row is a goal to aspire to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I did another cover video.
We haven't even told them about the ducks.
We haven't told them about the ducks. Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'll show you. I'll just take a break for 1 second to just show you that we do have a very fun. We have a duck in the house. We have Puddles, and he is the StreamYard duck, and he should just kind of go and do his little thing, and then off he goes. So just kind of a fun thing. Okay, so back to our comments. Okay, cover video. Yes, I did Jeff's, which is another example of taking one video and repurposing it. So repurpose everything, guys. It's a great thing to do. Okay, will do. Thanks. Okay. I forgot to turn my alarm clock on in New Zealand. I think he's getting up at like 7 o'clock in the morning to watch us. So that's so important. I have a question about the notifications and the bells. Does it just do posts or does it also do comments? So if you're commenting on stuff and I've rung your bell, Kevin, am I going to see your comments or just like, when you comment on a post, or am I going to just see posts?
You're going to see posts, videos, polls, that kind of stuff. You won't see articles. So that won't be notified. So if I do a newsletter and it's not a post, it's just a newsletter, or if I do an article, you will not see that in your notification, which I don't know why they took articles out, and newsletters a kind of article, but it is posts. So normally if you had a post and I commented on it, then you would get notified of that. But if I comment on John Asperian's post, they won't tell you.
Okay. That's good.
Well, not always. Sometimes they do, but it's not part of the bell system, put it that way.
Okay. And then just personally speaking, what are your recommendations? You kind of said, choose wisely in terms of, if you have a large network, be careful how many people, because you could be inundated. I know Jeff Young kind of made a point of think about people that post multiple times a day, because then that means you're going to get a lot of their stuff. So, think about that. What do you recommend in terms of, should it be our colleagues, our clients, a mixture? Just professionally, what do you recommend?
And again, that to me depends on your purpose on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn to connect with your customers, then putting the bell on your customer probably makes more sense, right?
Right.
If you're there to learn about a particular industry, AI or something like that, you put the bell on those authors, right? So that you get that flow of information. So it really depends on why are you on LinkedIn? Because that's what your feed is there for. It's the most attractive thing for most people, most members of LinkedIn is their feed, or
Right.
should be, right? And so that's what you should focus on. Why am I here?
I love it.
And therefore, then use the bell to make sure you're getting what you need while you're there.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So last thing, what do you kind of see in the Kevin Turner crystal ball of new features? What do you think we could be looking for in 2022?
You know, I think one thing is a lot of what we're doing with live that's going to become something native to LinkedIn, potentially through Teams. I know they're working on some things through that, maybe even Metroplex Live through LinkedIn Direct. So I think we're going to see more of that. So we may be able to get on a LinkedIn call and have 10 people on there, all connecting through LinkedIn as their kind of their video platform to get in. So I think that's definitely going to evolve. So I think we'll see more of that. I would think we will see more collaborative tools. If we wanted to work on a resource together, where a resource could be posted, when it goes out from each one of our profiles, and we're both contributing, we're both building on it, we're both making edits, that kind of stuff. I think you'll see more collaborative tools like that come into LinkedIn, and it makes a lot of sense. You see some great videos out there that 4 or 5 people will put together, right? And they have to launch it with one profile, and then they go out and they launch it again with another profile. And there's a way, I think in the future where that'll all be unified as one launch, all profiles that contributed into that product. So I think that's one of the next things they're going to do.
Awesome. Well, can I get you back in 2022? We're going to just keep. I think I just need to have you on, honestly, every quarter.
Just a weekly would work fine, right?
Yeah, there's just always something, great to talk about. And it's awesome that we have this platform. We can take questions and stuff like that. So thank you, Kevin, for coming today. And everybody watching, we got one more live coming up next week to end the year on an upbeat note. So I hope you come back and join. And goodbye, everybody. And we'll see you next time on Tuesday Live with Gillian. Okay, bye-bye.